Oh, there we go. Found the
That's
button, didn't you?
that's the last time you put my penis in your mouth, sir. Thank you so much.
See, that's real fucking funny that you say that right when
That
you
is-
hit the record button. And I've got no rebuttal.
Gotcha. What you
Fucking,
have no buttle? You have no butt? What's going on there?
that's
I'm so
fine.
sorry. I'm so sorry
I'll
we
make sure to cut that shit clean in half.
have you and I have the sense of humor as sixth graders, which is fine. Dude, what the hell is going on? Thanks so much for tuning in to the next episode of Mikey and Dee Dee's bullshit. What's up with you, man?
Not much. Did a 15-mile bike ride today. It's pretty fun. Trying to stay in shape, bro.
Hey
I
man,
think I've
dude,
lost like 10 pounds since I've been here. I haven't
dude, you
weighed
look sexy
myself.
as fuck.
I haven't weighed
You look
myself
sexy.
yet, but I need to do it tomorrow.
Okay, man, dude,
But
I'm gonna feel you up.
I feel lighter. Oh, you're funny. So why do I it's all right. Why does it talk so much? Well, I gotta deal with this shit. Anytime I open my mouth,
What
something's
happens
going
when you
on with
open your
this
mouth?
one.
Say it again. I
See?
can't hear
See? Exactly. This is why I shut the fuck up. Then you can't do that to me.
Dude, it's all good. So, okay, we got so much to deep dive into. You and I both have plans this evening, so we got shit to do, so we can't be here all damn day. Okay, dude, I sent you a bunch of stuff to look at. Man, what topic do you want to cover first? Because we got shit to get off our chest, sir.
So, okay. You sent me one about rebooting of sitcoms. I
Yeah,
never really
yeah.
watched very many in my young age. I'm trying to remember. I mean, I can't remember when I actually sat down and watched a sitcom from start to finish. And I don't think I have, to be honest with you. I know you liked Seinfeld, and so that was on TV quite a bit when we were roommates.
Yeah, I don't know if I would call Curb Your Enthusiasm a reboot from Seinfeld. Like sometimes they had people come from
No,
the
I'm just saying in general. Any
yeah, yeah.
sitcom that I remember maybe would be something that we kind of watched on the regular would have been Seinfeld because you liked
Oh
it.
yeah,
But
but dude, that
other
was
than
before.
that, not
Yeah.
really. Maybe Friends back when it was a thing in the 90s, but I barely watched that. I honestly, man, I think for me, most TV watching was MTV.
So now you're gonna sound like Gen X person now. I remember
No,
back in
now
MTV.
it's just YouTube and whatever the fuck comes across the screen. I really don't I don't have an agenda when it comes to watching shit on YouTube. It's a little bit of everything.
Well, I
So
do think that's probably part of the problem why they're trying to reboot all these.
they run out of
Uh,
ideas. That's the simple. They're
well,
out
and
of ideas.
they want to pull you off of YouTube to say, hey, come watch this. So I sent that one video. It was talking about the reboots. I didn't even know they made a Frasier reboot. I didn't know he was back on.
I heard about that and I'm like, well, maybe one day. And I forgot about
But I'm like,
it.
some of the cast members are dead. So okay, so I'll give you a good
Yeah.
one. You know they rebooted King of the Hill.
I did. Okay, okay, so I did watch the first part of the first season of that, and I actually kind of like it.
Well, half of the cast is dead.
Yeah,
And then some people actually died they were
John
acting.
Redcorn's character, sadly, yeah, he was murdered.
He passed. The
No,
dude that
he wouldn't pass. He got murdered. We could
got
talk
murdered.
about that. Yeah, he was murdered by his next door neighbor, and they didn't like it that he was
Oh,
gay.
oh
John
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Redcorn's
I remember that. Yeah, you're
actor.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
like him because he
No,
was
that.
gay.
What was that? What was that? That was this summer, right? That was what, June,
Just
July,
Pat
July.
June, yeah, like 2 months ago. Was it his last name was Ross, right? Was it John Ross? Let me look him up real quick. Hang on.
Okay. Well, I know you're right. I know he was murdered. That's unfortunate. The guy
Highly
who played
unfortunate.
Dale Gribble, he
Yeah, he
died
died. I don't know
while
when
they
he
were
died
recording
though.
it. Let's see, Brittany Murphy's character,
Jonathan
Luann.
Ross was John Redcorn's character.
That was his character, the guy who did the voice.
Jonathan Ross did his voice.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And just a quick thing, shot dead.
Well,
So the
yeah,
man's yeah, he shot
neighbor.
man. Yeah, he was shot by a neighbor, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't the neighbor say he was acting like erratic or something like that? Or
No, the man the according to a quick news read,
yeah.
a man started yelling violent homophobic slurs in an open fire when they were visiting their former home. which was
Okay,
destroyed. Actually, it was destroyed. His home was destroyed in a fire in January.
gotcha. Okay.
But apparently, the guy didn't like. I mean, he looks like a man's man to me. You wouldn't think
I
he was
gotcha.
gay, but some people, man, people are fucking weird about what goes on in other people's bedrooms, and I've always
Yeah,
found that really strange. Like, who gives a shit? Why do you care so much?
yeah.
What business is of yours? If people minded their own fucking business, I think a lot of problems would not be a thing nowadays. But here we
Oh,
are.
dude.
And
Well,
going
we,
totally off the rails about talking about sitcoms, and here we
oh,
are
no,
talking
no, dude,
about this
it's,
nonsense. But it's
I
sad. It
mean,
really is, bro. It really is sad.
yeah, we can go there. I mean, so yeah, I'm like you. I don't care people doing, I think the privacy of their own bedroom, that's fine with me. If I see a gay couple or a lesbian couple holding hands in public,
Who cares?
dude,
I don't give two
fuck all,
shits.
I care less. Yeah.
I've seen a transgender person that obviously was a man who's transgendered to a woman with a partner that was also transgendered as a man with a woman holding hands. And that's the first time I'd ever seen something like that.
Dude, I've known three couples who it's a transgender woman, meaning it was a person born a man who's
Hmm.
now living as a woman, dating, or actually in one case it was engaged to a lesbian. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, because
It,
at the
it,
end of the
it gives you a
day,
minute to kind of think about it. You know, you're like, that's interesting, but I move on about my day. Okay.
I'm like, well, could you be mad? I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a man and a woman together. It's just they've swapped clothes.
More power to you. Enjoy your
Yeah,
life. I mean,
hey,
I don't care. Like I said, people who give a shit about that kind of stuff are fucking weird for it.
I firmly believe that the LGBTQ has the right of as same as everyone else to get married and be as miserable as most of the other married couples I know.
Exactly.
So good on them, do your thing.
Well,
But
I'm
no,
guessing I guess your switch to Catholicism hasn't completely changed you.
it has not. Yeah, I mean,
There's
dude,
a there's a Lutheran church you can go to when you come visit. And when I was telling you about the other day, they're
so
accepting of all religions as well. If you want to
what's
go to
interesting,
church, you can go there.
when I went through the process, they said the Lutherans are actually still allowed to have communion at Catholic churches. Like
Hmm.
it's weird when you
Well,
start looking at all the denominations and stuff. So like Lutherans were an offshoot of the Catholic Church. Orthodox, they can still have communion at Catholic churches, and vice versa, I believe. The same, and also Church of England, because it's still basically just a Catholic church. Is just they separated. What was that during King Henry, I believe, something like that? Yeah. So, but there are other denominations that are so much removed from Catholicism, like Baptists, Methodists, Pentecostal, that you have to, if you want to have communion, you'd have to go through a process. So it's interesting, man, when you start looking at that kind of stuff. And
I
at the end of
don't.
the day, it's really just the honor code. Because I sat through, for those who don't know, I converted to Catholicism. So I sat through like 8 months of classes every Wednesday from like 7 till 10 at night. We had homework, basically Bibles,
Homework,
that kind of
church
stuff.
homework.
I learned about, I
Flog
didn't know about
yourself
the popes. I didn't know about
six
the,
times.
yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
flog yourself with a cat of nine tails.
I didn't know the rituals of you have to flog on the right hand
You gotta
shoulder, not the left hand. I didn't know that
shame,
stuff. Shame,
shame.
shame. Like, okay, there are
You're
things I
ripping your
got to
back to
go through.
shreds.
Which I'm better for it, which I'll let everyone know that that's fine. But you're really just you're going through this, but at the end of the day, it's really just the honor code. Because there's nothing no one can stop you from just going into a Catholic church and then taking communion and just going through the motions and walking out the door. No one's gonna ask you, well, are you Catholic? Or whatever as you're coming up. They just take for granted everyone's Catholic. So you really aren't forced to be there. You want to be there. So I just found that process interesting. But dude, we digress so far from our original point of we're looking at
Well, I don't
uh
put much stock in religion myself because I've seen the lunacy of fanatics of all denominations do
of all of them.
horrible
You've seen the
things
lunacy of
under
Quakers
the
who the
guise
Quakers were
of the
nuts
will
around.
of God. So
Really, you've
no,
seen
I
a lot of them.
don't. I don't put much stock in religion, my friend. I
I got
don't.
you. The Presbyterians were getting crazy in your neighborhood. You've seen how nuts they can get, really.
I'm not well,
All
okay. By
religions, all
seeing by stuff that you see in the world every day, where you
I
got
got you.
suicide bombers claiming this is a will of God,
You
or you've got people who say that a child raped should carry that baby because it's the will of God. I don't.
I got you. So, but the Mennonites
That's
in
what
your
I mean
area,
about things that I've seen. Have I literally witnessed somebody actually do the killing? No. I
okay.
mean, but I would think that was inferred, sir. I didn't think I would have to go that far,
When you say
to
I've seen
explain
all
that,
religions
right?
go nuts. I'm like,
I would
really,
think it's
really,
implied, right? Come on
Amish are
now.
tripping in your neighborhood. Like, dog, if I can't help it, there's these crazy ass Amish people.
I don't know what you would call them. Not in my neighborhood specifically, just but even around town. Maybe they're Amish. I don't know. They
Okay.
wear like the men wear like pants and
The
shirts
men
like
wear pants.
from no,
Okay.
but I forget the material, wool pants and stuff,
Okay.
maybe. And then the ladies kind of wear the Dutch hat with the long dress. Maybe they're Amish. I don't know. But
They might
this
be
was at the beach here a couple weeks ago.
they might be either Mennonites or Quakers.
That's what okay, maybe that's what they were, Mennonites. I did see some of that around town.
I
There were
think
some
you'd look
Jehovah's Witnesses preaching about when we were walking the dog. So,
okay.
that's
Take a
common.
pamphlet. They give. Are they the ones that give you the
No,
watch?
I mean,
Give you
so
the watch?
I think most Jehovah's Witnesses I've come across are of people of Mexican descent. So I think when they see a white guy, they're like, nah, we're not gonna convert him, and they just keep on going.
They think ICE agent. What do you mean? They think
I
you
don't
no.
know. They're just not. I'm not
La
convertible. So I
migra,
don't
la
know.
migra.
No, they were speaking
Vámonos,
English. I can hear
muchachos.
them speaking English playing this day, but I don't know. I mean, I've had one Jehovah's Witness try to talk to me, and I told him I'm just not interested. Not interested. Where we had that sign that you have out by your doorbell.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't
yeah.
ring bell, don't knock or ring bell, don't make it weird. That
Yeah,
actually fucking works, doesn't it?
so I've had one still ring the doorbell,
One.
and yeah, but the rest of them no.
Did you ever? You gotta bring their attention to the sign when they
Well,
do
I didn't
that.
go
If
outside.
no, I know that, but I'm saying you should go to the door and point to the sign and see what they say. What does that say?
Yeah, yeah, you're probably right.
Don't make you just made it weird, so I'm gonna come out with my cock hanging out. Answer the door naked. And if they complain, look, man, you just made it fucking weird. That's what the sign
Yeah.
says. Don't make it weird. You just did.
Well,
You
I would
should.
definitely consider that. No,
Yeah.
so
Come out horse cock swinging, swinging from the knees, baby.
well, I what's interesting is that now everyone has like those ring cameras. So some people will just hit the button just so they can leave a message on the ring cam, knowing that either you're not home or you're not going to answer the door. So it's interesting how people have that market, not just people religious, but people who are like selling, roof stuff or whatever they're trying to sell, have adapted to how technology has changed because they know most people are going to answer the door. They ain't come to the door. I'm not going to answer the door for this person. Oh, you are.
And you also, yeah, you definitely double check it. You gotta make sure it's not some masked asshole fucking waving a Glock with a 30-round magazine, like I've seen in
And I'm
some of these
like,
videos.
but if you're doing that, I'm like, well, just bust in then. At that
No,
point, then
they're not. They're doing it to make sure you don't come outside to see if you can steal your fucking car.
at that point, I would just call the cops. Like, okay, and here's what's
Oh
what.
no, at that point, I'm coming out of the back fucking yard. Well, if I were living in Texas, I'm backyard, over the fucking fence.
Still naked
Now
though,
what?
right?
No,
Now what?
half naked.
Okay.
Wait, see, hey man, perfect opportunity for you. You got 5 rifles. You could jump over the fence with 2 of them, one slung across your back. You
Oh
you
yeah.
can make war in your neighborhood, bro.
I can come out looking like Rambo, just kind of yeah.
Black Rambo. Hey man, you
Oh,
guys missed the Bradley parked down the street, huh? Gonna come steal my Honda? There's a fucking Bradley parked down the street. Come get
I
it.
might show drop it. I'll drop it in the chat so you can look at it later. I was gonna buy for my shotgun. There is a thing they're called military grade shotgun stuff. It's called a flat. They have a flashbang where you can like just shoot it the same way you throw a flashbang into a room. And they have a thing called Dragon's Breath. That just like you shoot it, it just shoots out basically just fire. I'm like, oh man, I
Would you have
get
to have a special license for those kind of rounds, though?
Nope, no
Not
license.
dragon's breath? Ooh, that could start a fire. I don't think I would have that for home defense.
Well, yeah, it's not. I'm gonna go in the country somewhere and
Oh
just
yeah, for fun. But yeah,
yeah,
no.
yeah. That's
No.
nothing. But the flashbang probably for home defense because it's a blinding white light.
Don't bang yourself.
Well, I guess I don't know how that's gonna work. I gotta think about that. Yeah, you're right. I'm like, how do I shoot
That's
but
I
not?
wouldn't. No,
Yeah,
I wouldn't. No. I mean, for fun, sure. But if you're talking about tactical for home defense, probably not.
yeah. None of this is
A
tactical. Like,
strobing flashlight would do you much better than a flashbang would.
and I got those on all of my ARs, so yeah, I would just do that. But this is just for fun. This is just shits and giggles before the world.
Yeah.
Let's have something fun to kind of kick around.
So here I can only have a rifle, a semi-auto, 10 rounds.
So you mean like a deer rifle? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, I mean, you can get a Sig Sauer, a regulator, I think it's called,
Huh.
or a
You
bolt
actually,
action rifle. I think maybe an SKS is 10 rounds or a mini 14.
so bolt action is basically a deer rifle.
Yeah, but there's some semi-auto 10 round rifles like a mini Ruger 14 or something like that.
Like, yeah.
Until if this assault rifle ban gets thrown out, which it might. We'll see. Because they had a mass shooting here in Illinois and the governor kind of went, balls to the wall and just banned assault rifles altogether, which, you know, I can't blame people for being, concerned, but I think they're concerned kind of for the wrong reasons about that whole nonsense. And again, I'm not trying to take away from our original conversation, but
Oh, dude,
uh
we've deviated so far off that card. Doesn't even matter. Oh,
yeah.
man.
So
What?
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. I kind of hope it does because the gun's not the problem, it's the people. And until you change or do something about the mental health issues in this country, that's continuously going to be a problem, whether you give them a revolver, a shotgun, a rifle, or a machine gun. It all can you can still kill somebody with all of those.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can kill somebody with all kinds of stuff,
But
man.
that's what I mean. The high capacity magazines are moot, bro. If you are reducing someone to carrying 15 round magazines, I can easily reload 3 magazines and empty them within 30 seconds, less than that,
Mhm.
and be accurate.
Well, I'm curious since we're kind of on the topic of, guns and law enforcement. What are your thoughts about what's happening out in DC? Are they bringing out the military?
Oh, you mean the National Guard? I
Yeah,
mean,
that's the
I
military.
saw your video, the one you sent of people that are for it, and I've also seen videos of people against it.
Yeah.
My question is if crime in DC was such a problem, why didn't he do this in 2016? Why does he feel the need for now? To me, all that's just a distraction from not releasing the Epstein files. I mean, you've talked to this to great extent that
Yeah.
all this shit,
Release the
all the stuff
files.
going on is just a distraction. We all know that. We all
Yeah.
know it. It's a distraction, and it's going to continuously be a distraction until it quote unquote goes away. But will it ever go away? I don't know.
Well,
You know?
to your point, I think everything is a distraction. It's all, was it bread and circus? I forgot it was a Roman, Roman, like a Caesar who said that. And again, we don't research this, so we're just shooting off the cuff. So if we're wrong, fuck it. But uh, yeah, I do think he did it now also because at the end of the day, he's what, a lame duck president. He won't be reelected. So in 2016, if you brought out National Guard, you have the threat of, well, how is this going to affect your next election attempt, which he lost anyway, but had nothing to do with National Guard. Now you can do a lot more things, I guess, in your second term and
Oh, he's
kind
already
of,
talking about running a third term. You got hats in the White House right now,
yeah.
right now to say Trump 2028, and they're looking for ways to make it legal. I guarantee you that's going to be something that's going to be brought up. I guarantee it.
Yeah. It's so, man, we're
They're
not
making the
even,
Oval Office look like a VFW hall fucking a rally raffle. That's what it looks like
we're
right
not
now with
even,
all that shit all
we're
over
not
it.
end of year one yet. I don't know how we're gonna do with 3 more years of President breaking news, as well as keep in mind, dude, he'll be deep in his 80s then.
He's already showing signs that he's sick, bro. Look at his
Well, yeah,
cankles.
he's old.
Have you
Yeah.
seen that man's ankles are fucking huge. That's
Well, I don't have
swelling.
a fetish for ankles like you do,
No,
but
but I'm saying if you look at, I'm not saying you have to have a fetish. That's swelling, bro. That's probably heart disease. Something. That man is not healthy.
well,
There's a
yeah, I
ton
mean,
of makeup on that man's body covering up a bunch of shit.
so yeah, when your legs swell and stuff, I think that's what edema, when that
Edema,
blood,
it's yeah, it's like heart disease. Congestive heart failure is a good point, a good thing. My stepfather
yeah,
had that. My
yeah.
father had some heart issues as well. That's why I'm trying to get on this health kick to try and get myself off of that, man, because I don't want to die like that.
Oh yeah, dude, it's not great. I
But
do think with him, if he had that, I guarantee you, dude, he can go. If he has heart failure, he can go get a heart tomorrow. With the money he has and the power and influence he has,
I
he can
don't
just
know if
go
his
get it.
body can handle it. He's not in the shape to be able to handle that kind of shock, man. You have to be. I mean, that's why they're not going to give. Well, okay, he has the money to do whatever he wants with, but the
Yeah,
everyday layman, they don't just give you a heart just because you need one, man. You got to be able to survive the
there's a
surgery.
waiting
Otherwise, you're
list.
wasting an organ.
Yeah, you got to have all these things in a row,
You
and
got to be able to survive it.
yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, it's a waste of an organ.
Hey man, with
What
the
are you
money
gonna
he,
do? Take that? Oh shit, we tried it. It's not working. Let's put it back on ice. I don't think it works that way.
man, they'll say, listen,
I mean, I could be wrong.
he'll have a deal with Putin or Zelensky. So the next soldier that dies, put his body on ice because I want to see if his heart's
Robo
compatible.
Trump.
Yeah, dog. I mean,
Gonna have
the money,
Trump's head on a cyborg body.
dude. So actually, I guess going back to the original conversation of reboots and stuff. Have you seen those new Alien TV shows yet?
I did watch the first few episodes of Alien Earth. It seems interesting.
Oh, dude, I like it, man. I'm really
Yeah,
excited.
they've
Dog, the
already
sound
killed off one alien.
and which was interesting because I'm not saying she did with ease because she passed out all. I don't want to spoil the show for people. But
No,
yeah,
but I mean, again, this person's synthetic, so stronger than a normal human.
and it's interesting that they're bringing. So I'm assuming that the whole island's going to get destroyed because they're just now bringing synthetics like she is into the equation. The same thing. So
And this in the timeline of things before the first Alien movie,
yeah, yeah. So they
which
didn't
is
have
kind of wild.
any of the other movies that I recall. I don't think they had cyborgs. So they have cyborgs, humans, synthetics, people who are just robots, and then you have the synthetics that are like a hybrid, people who are a synthetic body, but the memories and whatever of a human has been put in that person. I
Yeah.
forgot what to call that version of a synthetic. So they're not quite, they're basically robots with a soul, I guess,
It's
if you could say.
kind of like Ghost in the Shell. If you ever watched those
Yeah, yeah,
shows
yeah.
and movie, it's kind of what it is.
So, but none of those are outside of the synthetics are mentioned in any of the other franchise, even like Alien Romulus, stuff like that. So I'm like, so I guess none of these characters are going to survive. That technology is going to die
Well, I
because
mean, you
as
have Ash. Ash in the first one was a synthetic.
no, no. So you have to, but he didn't have the memory
No,
of
he was like, yeah, he was
really.
he was a freshly built synthetic. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna go with that because I don't know how that's gonna tie into the original Alien movie,
So
if it
have
will.
you've seen the other ones? You've seen Prometheus.
Romulus and
Romulus,
yeah,
you've seen the alien ones. What someone
yeah,
pointed this out to me, and I was like, dude, you're onto something. That is amazing. And they said you can tell the synthetic is a good guy or a bad guy by the accent. So if you look at the first Alien movie, Ash, he had a
he's
British
English.
accent.
Yeah,
If they have a British accent, they are more for the company. You had Bishop in part two and part three. He had an American accent. He was much more for the people. Go if you look at David from Prometheus, he had the English accent. He was the one in Alien Covenant that killed everybody. However, their synthetic, who looked just like David, but he had a different name, had an American accent,
Right.
and he was the one that was for the people, I guess, for the company men. Then flash forward, look at Alien Romulus. That character, the black synthetic, when he switched back and forth from personality, his accent always changes.
Well, it's funny you should say that because there is a Bishop cyborg in a video game Alien Space Colonial Marines. It's a video
Okay,
game. You can probably find it on PC. I don't know if it was on. It might have been on console at one point. Where they did have a bishop that was evil,
okay,
but I don't think it's canon to anything. And some people would say, "Oh, it's a garbage game." I enjoyed it. It was fun.
okay.
Um,
When did that come
and
out?
then like 2010,
Oh, yeah,
2011,
it's not-
2012, maybe. You can if you have PC, you can run it probably on what your
okay.
computer is.
I
So you could
wonder, did
probably
they
get away
have
with
the
it.
guy who played Bishop come back and do the voice,
Yeah.
or
Well, he did. So he was in a DLC story and was called Alien State Colonial Marine Stasis Interrupted.
that guy's passed, right? Did he make his journey
No,
home?
Lance Henriksen, he's still around. He's old
Okay,
as sin, but he's still alive.
okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I don't want
Uh,
to
and then
pick him up,
also another scary aliens video game is Alien Isolation. That shit will fucking that'll make you shit your pants if you play that game. Because
bro.
the AI for that alien is super fucking smart. You can
I
hide like underneath a table or something, and it's this big thing. It'll come out of the vents and shit and go doom, 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 and then it'll stop like right in front where you're hiding, and it'll just like all of a sudden appear in your face and snatch you out of it, and it'll say you're dead on screen, like just like that, man. You need to watch that shit. It's fucking funny. There's
if you
some
can
react
find
videos of
like
grown
the clip,
ass men screaming like women playing that video game.
yeah, if you find the clips, text them to me and I'll check it out. I've never heard of them.
Alien
Dude,
Isolation, yeah.
yeah, dude, I know they have some great video
They have some
games.
DLC for that one too. So, but I think the
See,
premise of it is Ripley's daughter is in it.
so you said DLC. What does that mean?
Downloadable content, like
Okay,
it's like a like an extra story that you can purchase.
okay. So that one goes off because so Ripley's daughter, like the girl who
I believe
space.
Ripley's daughter is in Alien Isolation,
Okay, so not
and I
Newt, the
just
girl,
lost you.
I guess her adopted daughter who died in part three. Her actual daughter, that in the director's cut of Alien 2, you find out
I
the
believe
one.
the premise of Alien. I can look it up real quick while you're gathering your
Okay.
thoughts here.
And she was the one who died in the sequel, but she died of old age in the director's cut.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. The protagonist of Alien Isolation is Amanda Ripley, the daughter of Ellen Ripley from the Alien film series.
I wonder how come they haven't spawned that off into its own thing. Not, I mean, not name the game. I mean, like its own TV show, or like if you're gonna do like another Alien Romulus, it'd be interesting because I know they're gonna make another one. If she pops up in that movie,
Yeah, yeah. I think them exploring her daughter's maybe story arc would be a thing, but I don't know. I mean, the director's cut, it made it seem like she lived a normal life and lived to 60, you know?
well, dude, they're gonna
Yeah.
retcon that.
But I'll try and find it for you. They have a whole timeline of where all these movies fit. The
Okay.
shows, the movies. There's just like they did for the Avengers or all the Marvel movies. They had a timeline of which order should you watch these movies and shows for it to tie in
Bro.
sequentially, right? So or
Uh,
chronologically, I should say. That's a wrong word to
and
say.
once,
It's
so
chronological.
Alien has successfully, I think, transitioned into the franchise when it comes to the TV stuff.
Yeah, it looks to
I,
be a good show.
I like it, man. I'm enjoying watching it. I look forward to every Tuesday it coming out with a new episode.
Yeah,
Uh, it's interesting. The stuff I hear now, some online, is because that the lead girl is a nepo baby because her dad is an actor, also not hugely famous, but you've seen movies he's done, and that's I'm not saying that's how she got that role, but having a
probably
father
didn't
who's
hurt.
yeah, it didn't hurt anything either. Although she
Sometimes you
does
gotta
a good
know somebody.
yeah, yeah, dude. But yeah, I really, dude, she had those. big, beautiful brown eyes. She's so captivating. Her face is so expressive. I really like that she's in this lead character role and how
Mhm.
they're using what Peter Pan as a model for some of these kids,
Yeah, yeah.
curly. Like, dude, that is so fast. I love when science fiction goes into a realm and has you kind of looking underneath these certain layers and going deeper into the story and what these things mean. I'm one of those few people. I loved Alien Prometheus. I love that movie. I watched that movie. I like it more than I think most of the other movies in the
I think
Alien
it's on
franchise.
Hulu. Both.
Oh, well, I
Uh,
got that on DVD, baby. I had to buy that.
yeah.
I loved it. I liked, seed theory and all that kind of fun stuff. I thought it was so fascinating how they did, but it was such a fan backlash because you didn't really see the what xenomorphs and all that kind of fun stuff in it.
I mean, it's a premise of setting up how those came to be, right?
Yeah. What's the guy that
So,
plays the synthetic in Alien Earth? He was he the
uh,
Mandal? No, he wasn't the Mandalorian. He's been in a bunch of movies.
yeah,
I
he
like
has, but I don't know his name. I
yeah, he
recognize the face, but not the name.
Offlander, not Offlander, something like that. Yeah, I can look him up if I want to. But my dad, there was a show he did where he's like a sheriff or a marshal. My dad loves that show. Justified, I think the show's called.
Justified. Yeah.
Yeah, oh my God, my dad loved that show. Yeah, he was in the movie Go. He did Justified. He was in the horror movie The Crazies. Really good actor. Olaf Fat or something like that. Olaf something. What's the name?
I'm trying to find out here.
Jeffrey or Jeremy
Timothy Oliphant.
Oliphant. There you go. See, I was close to it. I
Yeah.
knew. Yeah, he's a really good actor.
Yeah. Speaking of, did you see the Cowboy Bebop live action?
The one
No.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Well, I know they canceled it, but
They
yeah,
did. A lot of people weren't happy with the fact that so like Spike's suit kind of resembles that same suit that he had in the cartoon. Some people, I guess, were kind of upset about those things. Um, I don't know if they were mad because Jet was black and I guess he was portrayed white. I don't know, even though it's a Japanese cartoon. I don't know
yeah,
if that had anything to do with it. Yeah, one season. I liked it. I watched the whole thing. I enjoyed it. I think it was there. It was they, some of the stories were the same, but some of they changed some things up. So I don't know if people are upset about that too. I don't know. People are get mad about everything, it seems. You change one
yeah.
little thing.
I think if it came out today, it'd probably be, or maybe another few years, it would be much better received. It came out, and I don't want to say I don't know if we're still in the woke era, but like it came out in the point where where everything is woke. I'm gonna finish this thought up. So I was talking to this one cat. I was at a bar again, talking to this one cat, and he was talking about that new Batman movie that had the dude from Twilight in it. I thought it was a pretty good movie. It was decent.
I think it was okay.
I thought it was good. I think
Yeah.
they're gonna try to bring Robin in on this one, which I can talk about that in a few. But he was saying that it was woke, and I was like, "Well, how is it woke?" And he was like, "Well, they
Man, we'll
had
throw the okay. We'll talk about that in a minute. I'm gonna let you finish
well,
your thought.
well, no, no. It's I think what you're gonna say is right on the money. What his argument was like, well, they replaced a lot of people with black characters. They had Jeremy Wright, who, dude, if you've seen his work, that guy is a phenomenal actor. I would if I wrote movies, I would cast a part with for him in everything. But I think he played Commissioner Gordon. And speaking of Nepo babies, they had Lenny Kravitz's daughter
Zoe?
play yeah, was that Catwoman she played, I think? It's been a while since I saw it. I think it was Catwoman. Yeah. You there?
I'm here.
Okay, you're really standing still. Like, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah, yeah. No,
Like blink a couple times
I'm
and
listening.
yeah,
I'm
okay.
focused because I'm
So
wanting to hear what
his
you have
argument
to
was
say.
that, and my pushback was, I'm like, well, Jeremy Wright is a fantastic actor. If you see, he can do comedy, he can do drama. He is just amazing in anything he does. But my pushback was like, well, was uh was Tim Burton, is he woke also? And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, Tim Burton cast Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent in Batman 1989. He was like, I had to him while like, yeah, yeah. Don't you remember that the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton? Yeah, it was a black man playing Harvey Dent. He didn't come back for the sequel. They cast Tommy Lee Jones in the sequel. But then when you look at, or even when you look at Catwoman, I'm like, well, you had Haley Berry playing Catwoman in the 90s. And then if you go even further back in the 70s, Eartha Kitt played Catwoman
Eartha
also.
Kitt. So as I'm saying, people who throw the word woke around don't know what the fuck they're talking about 99% of the time.
Yeah,
You
so I'm
know,
like, just
it
because you
doesn't
have,
matter because back, okay, a lot of times when some of the shit came out, it was a predominantly white cast because predominantly, people of color were left out of this stuff. Now that we're coming to an age of, where things should be equivalent, equal for everybody, now these people are throwing a fucking fit because
yeah,
they typecast one person typecast quote unquote white back in the 40s or 50s or 60s, and now they're black. I'm like, it represents the demographics of what our country is. We are
yeah,
a nation of people of different colors. Why can't they all be represented? Who gives a shit if one character, from a comic book, was predominantly male and now they're female? Who gives two shits? You should more care about is the story good? Is the acting good? I would argue that a lot of these movies have come out, isn't the acting is the problem. It's who they've chosen, whether they be male or female or whatever, to fill that role. It 90% of the time to me is bad fucking writing. Has
yeah,
nothing to do with the actor.
yeah.
They work with what they got. Now, sometimes you got some really crappy actors acting and some shit they shouldn't be acting for. But for the
No,
most part, like I said, when people scream about, that's woke, you know what? You don't even know what that fucking word means. You need to sit down and shut up. That's pretty
yeah.
much how I view it.
Not everything is woke. It's just like I said,
It's
it's what
not.
who
It's
we are
not.
as a society. You have a bunch of different
Yeah.
people.
Let me guess. White guy, right?
What was well, I mean, he may have been. So, I'm in Texas, so we have people here who are white facing, but if their last name is like Gonzalez.
Well, because they
Like, yeah, you
forgot the
would never know
roots
this person's
mainly.
race. Yeah.
They're
So,
trying hard not to be, Hispanic or black
and
or
I ain't going that far. Like, no,
I
I get
am.
it. Yeah. Uh, yeah, some people just they can what black folks used to call passing. They can pass. So to
Mm.
me, he looked that, but I had no idea what the fuck he was. I mean, he could have been
Well,
Middle Eastern, just light skinned. And
most
yeah,
people who scream about woke are pasty white face, just like
well,
myself.
so he was a lighter skinned guy and he was a younger guy also. So some of the stuff I was referencing, I mean, he probably doesn't even know who Eartha Kitt. He probably had to Google that later on, who Eartha Kitt was.
He's
He
probably
doesn't
mad because his
remember
girlfriend's got pancake ass.
if he has a girlfriend. Hey man, I don't have a girlfriend, so I can't get mad at that either. Like, dude, I
Or
get it.
maybe he's mad because he don't have a girlfriend. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we were
Like
both
I said,
rolling solo at a bar.
if I lose a
And
few friends for those comments, I don't care. You're not a friend I want anyway. If you're gonna be upset about stuff that's woke, quote unquote,
well, first
no
off,
friend of
Mike,
mine.
you know you don't have any friends. Like it's just that's
That's
Mikey
fine
and
with me, man. I'm happy. I don't have to worry about it. No one's bitching and moaning and groaning. I get two friends. That's fine.
that's all I need.
It's a
And
real
those two,
short Christmas list, right?
there you go. Well, I mean, do you buy Christmas gifts for your right hand and your left hand? I don't know.
I mean,
Oh, that
yeah,
was good. I
I
always
could
thought
talk to talk to Tony Dominique.
that was clever. That was clever. I
Yeah,
weeded that in there, baby. But
yeah.
yeah, dude, it's just I do think, it's interesting with the Alien movies. So since historically the Alien franchises has always been a female-led franchise. So even if you want it, if Alien, here's the thing, if Alien was like the first Alien movie, if it was released today, it would be branded as a woke movie. Even though
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
not,
That's an
yeah,
interesting take on that.
but
Why
it'd
you
be
say
woke
so?
because it's a female-led franchise. They'd say, "Oh, it's woke. They're pushing the female agenda, and women can be girl bosses." All that. Like, but no, but Ripley was the ultimate girl boss, dude. Sigourney Weaver, how she because if you go back and watch the very first Alien movie, she wasn't that likable of a character. She was very for the corporation. She wasn't really for her comrades and the
Right.
people. And it took that weird twist because I really didn't think she was going to be the one who was the. It was that guy Dallas. I forgot his.
Dallas, yeah. I think everyone thought he was going to be the lead because
Yeah,
I can't remember the actor's name that played Dallas, but he was the strong
I
male
want to say
lead, wasn't
Tom
he?
Skerritt, and
Tom
only know.
Skerritt, yes, it was. Yeah, Tom Skerritt. It was in Top Gun.
Yeah, yeah, and I think I only really remember that name because what was that movie Ted? Homeboy made a big deal about I because he worked at Enterprise Rent a Cars. Like, and I can have Tom Skerritt as a friend. Uh, that's a yeah, that's a deep dive. But anyway, but then you go into Aliens 2 and they bring her character back, but now she's with the Marines. So she has a huge character arc of and she took control. She tried to save some of the people, and she went from being pro corporation to let's just fucking blow the thing up from space and be done with it. And it was, and then you saw her again in part three where she's around prisoners, and dude, she is as masculine as
I
hell.
just recently watched Alien 3
I,
yesterday. No,
I
2 days
liked it.
ago. It was a good
So
movie. I watched it again.
first three aliens, what was it? Ripley Scott, who did Alien. What was the dude who did Terminator, the Terminator movies? He did Alien.
James Cameron, he did part two, which I
And
think arguably Aliens Part Two is probably my favoriteest Aliens movie of all.
okay, so put a pin in that. I'm gonna
The
come back to it.
action, I just okay. I'll put the action. Maybe not.
No, no,
The first
don't
Alien
put,
story was good. I like the action in Part Two.
I don't put a pin in that. I'm coming right back to it. And part three had David Fincher, and he
Yeah,
did what Fight Club and all those kind of movies. Unpinning what you were saying, I I think Alien 2 is the most rewatchable out of all the I saw Alien Resurrection Part 4. I didn't care for it.
I already watched that one the other day too. It's like, this is kind of.
Yeah,
I
I'm
remember
like,
why I didn't like this movie.
yeah, like I don't
You
really
know, they
part
tried a little hard.
it was horrible.
They tried too
But
hard.
the first three had just phenomenal directors who've gone on to do amazing things post those franchises. And they haven't come back for any of the other sequels. But I think part two is the most rewatchable of the three of that first trilogy. Where
Yeah,
literally, no matter where I am, if Aliens is on TV, I can put the remote down and watch it.
just okay. So real quick before I forget, so Aliens 2,
Yeah.
uh, the game Alien Colonial Marines with the stasis interrupted story arc goes
Okay.
off of how you see in Alien 3 where the EEV is ejected and they land on planet Fury. You remember that
Was that the name of
in
that
Aliens
planet?
3? Fury 101 something or
Okay.
Fiona, it was Fury something, I think.
Okay.
But so in the game, Hicks really isn't the guy that's in the EEV. I have to find some game clips. I'll find it for you. There's a whole, how people they do video game montages where they turn into a quote unquote movie and
Okay.
they just splice in the story. All the
Yeah.
gameplay is taken out. They just splice the story. I'll send that to you because it's a
Yeah.
really interesting take on that storyline.
Ah, dude. Okay. Yeah. I definitely want to check that out, man. That'd be
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Well, basically, it's like the Sulaco is intercepted by another ship,
Okay.
Weyland Yutani, a ship with PMCs, paramilitary corporation,
Okay.
and they take over the Sulaco just before that EEV event happened. And you'll see where Hicks gets waking up out of cryo sleep because of the I guess the alien shit going on.
Mhm.
What happened in Alien 3. Hicks wakes up and he's immediately confronted not long after that by a couple of these PMC guys with someone else. And they end up knocking one dude out from the PMC and stuffing him in Hicks' cryotube. And during all that, that section catches fire and whatnot. And then the EEV ejects with the other guy in the tube and not Hicks.
So does
So
that mean Hicks's character survived or
yeah,
no?
yeah, I mean, according to that arc, yes, Hicks' character
Okay.
survived. He was captured and questioned and interrogated and all this other nonsense. But I'll send that to you later. It's pretty good. A lot of people. complained about the game itself because the AI in the game was dog shit. The alien things would sometimes get stuck on a wall or some garbage. That video game problems aside, I think the story was pretty cool. So I'll send
So,
that to you.
so sitting listening to you, as soon as you mentioned like Planet Fury or whatnot or whatever, it immediately took me to, I'm like, is he talking about
The
the
Riddick.
yeah, that was like, is that the Riddick franchise?
No,
But then when you start talking about, because remember, they have that one thing that's in the middle of part one and two
Fiorina 161.
where
Fiorina.
I got you, where a big ship comes and they have all the mercenaries and stuff like that. That cartoon that's in between Pitch Black and
Yeah,
Riddick.
yeah.
Yeah. But then when you look at Riddick, I guess tried to copy the aliens because at the end of it, it's Riddick, the Amon, and that little girl. Alien, it's Ripley.
Pitch
Uh,
Black. You're thinking of.
well, yeah, I'm thinking of Pitch Black. Yeah, the people who
Yeah.
survived. And then in the
Hmm.
sequel, only Riddick survived. All the other two characters get killed.
Hmm.
As opposed to Alien 2, where three characters survive, but it starts off in Alien 3 where only one of them lives, but the other
Right.
characters are killed off screen.
Yeah, they're killed off screen. But
Yeah.
again, like when you're watching the point where she goes back and looks at the or they show where the EEV where they find her alive and everyone else is
Yeah.
dead. You see Hicks tubes all busted up, and you can see his corpse is completely mangled. You don't even know it's him or not.
Yeah, I thought it was that because I thought maybe that actor didn't sign off on his likeness rights being used for part three. I guess maybe he had a grudge about them killing off his character.
I think yeah, he was pretty pissed off that he was killed off, and which
Yeah,
is I don't know.
I get it.
I think at one I think wasn't she done after two? She's like no more, and then they had to have. I think to get her to come back, they had to kill her off because she was tired of doing it. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah, but I
and
think she.
somehow she came back for Alien Resurrection. Not sure how that happened, but I believe for her to sign off on coming back for Alien 3, that they had to kill her character off.
Yeah, she came back for four. I don't know why. I mean, I think it's
Money,
more.
probably. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing
Probably
you're thinking. I'm
house
thinking
payment.
it's Spaceballs 2, the search for more money, and
Yeah.
I think
It's been Spaceballs 3, the search for more money. Or
yeah.
is that the new premise of the movie?
I
Spaceballs
don't.
2,
That
the
was
search
said in
for more money?
Spaceballs 1. Mel Brooks said that, but
Yeah.
then I'm thinking
Is Mel
that's
Brooks
why.
still alive? He's
Yeah,
still
he's
alive,
still with
isn't
us,
he?
man. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
in his mid to late 90s. He might be like 96,
Is
97.
he gonna kind of come back for the movie? Did they say?
Oh, brother. I mean, Stanley was making cameos up until like what age? Because he died,
He Yeah, he was
but I
doing he
think,
did cameos in pretty much all the Marvel movies up to a certain point. I
yeah.
think even
So
before his death.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I know he was in Endgame because he was that guy in that car with the chick when they go back to like the 70s and you see them speeding by Tony Stark and Captain America when they had to
Tony
go back.
Stank.
Oh, but I
Package
don't
for
know.
Tony
I think that was
Stank.
filmed, but I don't know if he died right after that and actually got to see the release of that movie. I don't
Mm.
know. But dude, yeah, I'm dude. It again, dude. It's phenomenal franchises. Speaking of more reboots, I know they keep trying to reboot the Marvel stuff, but
Yeah, it's
dude,
Rick
I'm
Moranis coming back for? Let me see.
granted if he did. I used to love him in the '80s, early
Oh,
'90s. He did
he will be in the upcoming Spaceballs too.
okay.
He's going to return his dark helmet.
So Harvey Korman was he the other
Bill
guy?
Pullman
That's
and Mel
Blades.
Brooks will be in the movie as well.
Okay, John Candy.
Nice.
He's gone home. Yeah,
Yeah, he's gone.
yeah. Joan
Shame.
Rivers is passed also.
Yeah,
She made her
she's gone.
the lady Daphne Zuniga. I think she's still alive, but I don't know if she acts anymore. And
Was
what was the guy who played her dad? Something Patton. Yeah, I think he's made his journey home as well. Most of that's like when they're rebooting these things, most of the
there
people have
some of these
already
folks are
gone.
gone.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you? So we started talking about the King of the Hill reboot. You liked it. I liked it also. It wasn't bad. I liked how they did Bobby's character stuff, but I'm like, most of the people who are in the show have moved on, have transitioned from this plane. They're not here anymore. They're gone. And they keep dying as the show progresses. I'm like, at some point, you got to let these things go, man.
Yeah, or like I said, a person dies, their character dies off in the movie. They'd have a heart attack, like they did for that reboot of the Roseanne show. I can't remember what they call it, but then when they
Well, I think
booted
it's
her off the show, they said she died of some kind of
yeah.
overdose or some crap.
Well, but I think well, she had a scandal, and that's why they kicked her off the show.
Well, yes, I'm saying, or she's
Yeah,
whatever.
but The Simpsons
But
used to do that because
yeah,
remember when what was the dude there? Phil Hartman when he died, and he played, "Hi, I'm actor Troy
I'm
McClure."
Trey McClure.
Yeah, so yeah, Mrs. Krabappel, I think when she actually died in real life, they just kind of they phase
Killed
out
off her
those characters.
character. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean, that's what
wait,
they
who killed
should do
off
for some of the
characters?
stuff. Hey, Dale Dribble's character, he had massive stroke or some shit due to years of smoking or pest control. He did pest control, so maybe he would have died from an accidental, mixture of chemicals or something.
It's
'Cause-
probably easier with background characters. Dale Gribble, like he's one of the four. He was
right.
so instrumental to the
Well,
show.
isn't it another actor voicing him? Because I thought
Yeah,
original voice actor died, so somebody else is
yeah.
doing his voice, right?
The dude that actually did Connie's dad, they have a comedian now, an Asian comedian doing his voice. And that guy, who's actually the guy who did the original voice, he's actually a really good actor. There's a
Yeah.
movie I finished watching called Cop Shop. Toby Huss, I think is his name.
Mm.
He's actually one of my favorite character actors. He is fantastic. He's good
Yeah.
in anything he does, comedy, drama, whatever. He just has a great range.
If I were
And
smarter when I was young, I should have done voice acting myself.
you still
Because
can.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of the people that I impersonate. I don't really have an original like character voice. I've impersonated lots of people. Like
Okay.
Alice Brown Swagger, doing stuff like that. I can mimic people's voices to a point, but I don't have my own character.
Well, you mean to tell me in all of the Chicago, there's no voice acting agents or whatnot there? No,
There are, I'm sure, but I'm just saying, I don't have my own character.
I
I
got
can
you.
mimic other people pretty well, but my own, like, what's the guy who did all the characters for, Bugs Bunny and shit, man? What's that
Oh,
guy's name?
El Blanc. I think
Mel
that's
Blanc, man. I watched a video of him not too long ago of him. People asked him, "Hey, how did he come up with Bugs Bunny?" And it was a cross between a New Jersey accent and some other accent, and he mixed them
yeah.
together, and that's how he came up with it. I'm not smart enough for that.
Yeah, you are pretty smart for that. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I have that creative side, right? Some people can just spit. I can mimic people pretty well. I can
Yeah.
do that no problem, but coming up with my own character is kind of hard.
Oh, dude, with AI now, you can literally just there are whole animated shows I watch on YouTube now. One is this awesome to you. I can't pronounce the name of it, but the main character I love is Tiggy, and he has a thing called TikTok, and I think it's amazing. And what they do with these CGI characters is it's fantastic. But yeah, and he TikTok is on another show called Oddities or something like that. I'll send it to you. You can check it out. It's hilarious. But literally, they're doing all this with just AI now. Or give a better example. Remember we talked about what was it? I don't see them as much anymore. The Yetis and stuff like that, where they're in the forest or whatnot, and they're with
Oh yeah. Well, they even have one for Star Wars. There's hey, it's Stormtrooper E Echo 529. They have
those
the
guys
same
don't
shit.
have. I wouldn't say those guys have unique voices, but what they're able
No,
to
no,
do,
no, no. But it's an AI generating the voice,
yeah,
right?
they're just writing the script, I guess.
Right. Well, I mean, I keep seeing bullshit on my, Facebook feed about, hey, have AI, as a side hustle, have AI write you a book and sell it for $50 on Amazon and grow your residual income to 12K a month. There's some ridiculous number.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm pretty sure it takes thousands of prompts to get the right fucking thing, just by messing around AI myself, you know. it takes a while to get that perfect thing that you want.
So you got that
So
virtual woman you're looking for? That's awesome, dude.
no, I already have my wife. I don't need anything else. Trust me.
Listen, I'm not trying to
I
talk
have
about
enough
what you got.
trouble with one. I don't need any more. I don't care if they're real or digital. I don't need anything else. I'm perfectly fine with what I
Well, man, I think we're gonna lend it there because you got stuff.
got.
Right, we got stuff we're gonna got stuff we gotta get taken care of. So, dude, and you want to keep these kind of shorter anyway. So we've been
It's a
going.
little shorter, might help people's attention spans and make it easier for me when I throw in these videos,
I got you in between, whatever sessions you're doing. I got you, man. You gotta,
which I'm
dude.
thinking about getting a GoPro, but we'll talk about that another time.
Okay, that's cool, man. Time to say goodnight, Dick.
Good night, asshole.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later.
Later.